Okay, I got my washers here. So I got three different pairs of washers here. We have a standard washer, we have a little thin AN washer, and we got a grade 8 washer. So these two are small diameter, these are stock diameter. So it makes a difference of what you're using. And what happened to my bolt? Missing a bolt. There it is up there. Trying to get away. So we have limited space up under here. So when you use a regular washer like this, stick it in there, you can see how the hole is not in the center of your slot, so it'll bottom out, it won't work. You cannot use the big one. So next thing we'll drop down is our thick grade 8 washer, and you can see how that will work in there. It's over the center, it should fly. Okay. Now if the bolt is a little on the short side, we can use a little thin one. If it's nice and tall, we can use a thick one. Thick one will give you more support, obviously. Allow you to torque it more before it buckles up inside the slot up in there. It's a big fat slot. So those are out. Probably the thin ones are out. I'm going to try to use these grade 8 ones here. We'll see. It's all about experimenting. Okay, pull this out. Let's see what we got to work with here. Let's see. Pull this back out here. Use the washers. Now, will losing a gasket make any difference here? That I am not sure about right this minute. I don't think it's gonna, probably not make any difference actually. No. Okay, the gasket's not going to control our back clearance. That's built into the part. That's the height of the shoulder right here. Oop, too low. Between here and here determines our clearance. The gasket doesn't determine that. So, like I said, the clearance in here is built in, side to side. And your top to bottom is built in by this gap that's right here. So to fix this problem, I would have to take this plate here, pull this gasket out, lose it. If I turn this down right here, I can tighten that gap up and make it tighter. I don't think I'm going to do that. At least not until I know for sure it's screwed up. I'm pretty sure it's going to be loose, but not 100%. But I'm pretty damn sure it's going to be loose. Okay, so it goes like that. This goes on here. Sort of rotate it around to here. Where's our mark at? Mark is over here. It goes right there. So this is about where it's all going to be sitting when we're mocked up. If we take our thick washer on our bolt, lay it in the holes. Like that. Take this and put it on here where it belongs. Let's see, this is forward, this is back. Okay, we have very, very limited room for a nut on here. It doesn't exactly sit very flat either. So the nut is going to be not quite tall enough to work. So we've got to run a longer bolt or we're going to have to put a thinner washer. So, get a thinner washer, which I just happen to have right here. I don't think it's going to make enough difference to make that big of a change. Use that one for now. And that would still not quite be flush, but it'd be close. If you made the bolt an 1/8 of an inch longer, you'd be hard pressed to put a nut on there. And that's going to be a problem on this other side, I bet. So I think we're just going to run the thin washer and leave it at that. Okay, so this has to go in first up here, otherwise it'll never fit. We're going to use our thin washers. This one can go in later. The other one can't be. Okay. No real reason to goop this up because it's not really going to do anything anyway. I'm not even sure if it really needs to be on there, but we'll leave it. Secondary seal, if nothing else, on some of the stuff. Okay, we'll put that on there. Put that right there. So we shouldn't have to take these back out again. I don't want them to loosen up, so I'm going to put a little Loctite on these. And put a little of my capillary green on there. I think it's a little bit lighter than blue. I don't want to make it too hard to get out again, so just be conservative on the Loctite. Ooh, way too much. Okay. So tighten these down pretty good. You don't want to hit too hard, but we do want to get it tight. That's tight. Okay, so we'll put the mag right back down. We didn't change it since we pulled it out. It should just drop right back in there, hopefully. Find the sweet spot. Okay, that time we went too far. It's in on top of the tooth and it moved in and finally dropped, so now see how the points are wide open? I'm too far over. It needs to be over here instead of over here. Right now it's pointed that way, it needs to be pointed this way a little bit. We're one tooth off. So that's just a matter of pulling it back up. Rotate back slightly, come back down. And I'm on the bolt that time. Doesn't want to go over the bolt. And once again, we're too far. Rotate it back. Keep hitting the wrong spot. magnet in there is fighting me. There we go. Amazing how it works when you do it correctly, huh? Okay, so now the bolt is laying right there. The magneto looks like it's in about the right spot. Right there is where it's going to fire, which was right in the middle of our spot there, so it should be alright. And this here, you adjust it where it needs to be there, and it locks all down. That's where we need to be. Okay, so now I can get all these bolts and stuff up under here, which is going to be really, really fun to do, because it's very limited room. You got fat fingers. Okay, so first thing I do is get this bracket over the inner bolt over there, because that's the hardest one to get to. This is our easy one to get to. Get our nut. Doesn't want to start. I didn't check to see if it works. They don't like each other. Yeah, they start out kind of rough first thread, which is a problem because we're trying to make it go on. Come on. Thought I had it. I think I do have it that time. There we go. That time I got it started. Alright, that was the easy one. This one over here you got less access to. It's over here on the back side. It's hard to get to. You basically have no access really to get to it. You got to hold it up with a screwdriver to hold the bolt up. You got to put the nut in there with another screwdriver. Got to kind of push it where it needs to go. Let the bolt drop down so you get the nut up where it belongs. When you go too far, you gotta come back from the other side. Try to get it up where you want it to be. Yeah. Too short. Yep. Yep, it fell off. Start over. See, the reason why the customers want me to do this, they don't want all the aggravation. Okay, now we're on top of the bolt. You kind of move it up a little bit. Somehow rotate the nut correctly without losing it. On a thread that doesn't want to start. You need about 3 little fingers in there. Otherwise you keep losing like I just did again. Screwdriver's too big or too short. Now it's jammed up in there where I can't even get to it. Very fun getting in here, see. You have so much room. Time for a nose picker. Yeah, these things are so much fun to do. Nose picker. I'm sure there's another name for that. Everybody knows what that is when you tell them it's nose picker, though. Now you gotta get in here and find that damn thing. Pull it out. That's not helping. Yeah, we're gonna say use a magnet on it. I hate magnets. Can't stand using magnets on Harleys. It magnetizes everything and screws it all up. Okay, now we gotta get to it, maybe. Yeah, nose picker wins again, see? Alright, so now we're gonna get back, start over again. So, let's try it this direction here. See, it was caught on a thread, it won't go over the top. And it drops down. Ooh. Oh, that's why I didn't have the damn thing in there. I was wondering why I had so much room. I didn't have this in there. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, much different. I was wondering why there was so much room. Alright, lay that in there. Slide her on in there like that. Use a nose picker maybe. Kick it right over the bolt. You get in the bolt and drop it. There you go. That didn't work very well, did it? This can take a while. Yeah, it's very fun. I'm doing it with one hand, it makes it even harder because you need like 3 micro small fingers to get in here. Alright, well you get the idea. So, you can go back up here because I need all my fingers. Go back to my screwdriver. Okay, here's on top of the bolt. Alright, we're actually pretty good right now. We're on the bolt. I have a nice cut down wrench, real narrow, I made years ago for doing stuff like this. Need to hold it up and rotate it at the same time. I don't see a problem with that, do you? This nut does not want to screw into this bolt head. Nope, it just runs around in circles on it, doesn't go onto it. Maybe if I tighten this one up and hold it more flat, it might work better. Okay, we'll see. Put that thing over here and get to it better. spins. And nut shot out there. Disappeared. Get pretty good at picking it out, ain't I? Okay. I need to... Okay. One more time. Two more times. Okay, holding up the tip of your finger. Put the screwdriver underneath the bolt head to move it up into the nut. Then you grab this cut down wrench and you rotate the bolt while you're trying to hold the nut. I thought I had it, the bolt moved and the nut slid. It just doesn't. Threads just don't want to go together. Come on, dumbass, get up in there. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, don't believe it. It went for it. There you go. So you're holding this with the palm of your hand underneath the bolt head. You're trying to turn it with a wrench here. And I got my finger on the tip of it right there like that, holding it right there. Trying to jiggle it. And we got it. Geez, I wonder why nobody wants to do these jobs. Aren't magnetos great? Okay. Now, hold that. Tighten this up. Not full tight yet, just tension on it. Yeah, it doesn't vibrate, that's good. Put some deadening into it. Okay, now I have to be able to rotate the two housings different from one another. So we set the timing. There we go. Alright, I can move it separate, see? It'd be nice to have a little drag, but not be so tight you can't move it. That's the problem right now. Doesn't seem to be a good time between the two. Okay, we know we want to be about right there is where the timing is going to be. I know that's about where it's going to be. That's within 5 degrees easily. The problem is making it all work. So that should be fully advanced right there.